Cursed Furrows Pt2. The hidden truth in this part: Ihuoma and her brother Nnamdi discover a hidden shrine in the grove, where Ihuoma has a vision of Ola, the earth goddess, who reveals the land's exploitation by greedy men. Ihuoma processes the vision and gathers evidence of the land's exploitation. They uncover documents revealing the conspiracy behind the land's exploitation and gather witness testimony. Chapter 4: Nnamdi's escape plan. Early morning. Inside the family compound. The rooster's cry pierces the dawn. Ihuoma sits hunched over her father's journal again, running her finger along the hand-drawn part labeled Ola's mouth. Outside, the wind whistles through dry banana leaves like a whispered warning. From the side room, Nnamdi emerges with a worn duffel bag and determination etched on his face. "Momo's still asleep?" he asks. Ihuoma nods, eyes still on the map. He drops the bag on the floor with a thud. "Good. I don't want her tears." She looks up. "You're really leaving?" Nnamdi shrugs. "There's a truck leaving for ABA this afternoon. I'll work in the plastics factory, save up, send money back." Ihuoma folds the journal and rises. "You'd leave us with dry earth and lies. You want to fight spirits." He scoffs. "Or worse, Chief Nofa and those Lagos men. Look around. This land doesn't want us." "But what if it's not the land's fault?" She snaps. "What if they're bleeding it behind our backs?" He pauses. A flash of guilt crosses his face. "Maybe you're right. Maybe there's more to the story. But what if you end up like Papa?" Silence stretches between them like a snapped rope. Later. A market stall by the roadside. Nnamdi counts a few crumpled naira notes and buys roasted groundnuts from a boy. He stares into the distance, where a rust-colored truck idles. The logo reads, "Abia East Cargo Company." As he munches, his eyes drift to a patch of cracked land beyond the trees. A hawk circles overhead. Back at the compound, Ihuoma with her mother. Her mother peels cassava without speaking. Her back is bent not from age, but from years of quiet grief. Ihuoma kneels beside her. "Mama," she says softly, "did Papa ever talk to you about a hidden shrine? Or about Ola?" Her mother stiffens, hands frozen mid-peel. "He said the land was alive," she replies finally. "That it cried when they hammered steel into her belly. I told him to stop. He didn't listen." Tears well in her eyes, but she blinks them away. "They made him disappear. But they didn't kill his words." That evening, Nnamdi at the edge of the village. As the truck rumbles to life, Nnamdi stands frozen, one foot on the step. Behind him, the wind shifts. He hears a distant, unfamiliar sound, like the earth sighing. He turns his head back toward the hill, where thunderclouds gather despite a clear sky. He frowns. Something stirs in him. He steps down. Nightfall. Back at home. Ihuoma traces her path on the journal with charcoal and packs it in her satchel. The door creaks. She looks up to see Nnamdi, dusty and silent. He tosses the duffel bag aside. "I'll give you 2 days," he mutters. "We find what you're looking for, or we both go." Ihuoma's smile is faint but fierce. "Deal." Chapter 5: Into the Grove. Pre-dawn. Dense fog. The air is thick with dew and silence. The village sleeps, but Ihuoma is already moving, wrapped in a faded wrapper, satchel slung across her back, lamp in one hand, journal in the other. Nnamdi trails behind reluctantly, carrying a machete and muttering to himself. This better not be a wild goat chase. Ihuoma ignores him, her eyes fixed on the path ahead. They follow the map's crude markings through the back of their compound, across old yam ridges, over a forgotten stream bed where frogs croak lazily. A long abandoned footpath curls into the forest beyond, the place everyone calls Ola's Grove. The path is overgrown, choked with vines and silence. Deeper into the forest, birdsong vanishes. The forest swallows them in green shadows and heat. Every step feels heavy. The ground changes, softer, richer, as if the land still remembers how to live. Suddenly, Ihuoma halts. In the journal, her father wrote, 3 Udola trees form the threshold. Beneath them, a stone with Ola's eye. They look up. 3 towering Udola trees stand in a triangle. Beneath them, a half-buried stone slab with an eye carved into its surface, cracked, worn, but unmistakable. Nnamdi lowers his voice. You sure we should be here? Ihuoma kneels, brushing the soil from the stone. Her hand tingles, the air feels charged. She looks past the trees, into a clearing. The hidden shrine. Beyond the trees lies a circular depression in the earth. At its center, a collapsed altar, blackened by fire, overrun with weeds and vines. Scattered pottery shards litter the ground, along with bones, animal, perhaps human. Wooden figures with missing limbs lean drunkenly in the dirt. The remnants of Ola's shrine. Ihuoma approaches slowly. Something compels her. At the center of the ruined altar, she sees a hollow where something once stood, perhaps the idol her father buried. She touches the stone ring around the hollow. The wind stills. And then she hears it. A whisper, not in her ears, but inside her. Omomi, you have returned. Her vision blurs. The forest spins. She falls to her knees. Vision/dream sequence. Ihuoma stands alone in a vast, golden field. The soil is rich and soft. A figure rises from the earth, a woman with skin the color of clay, hair made of leaves and roots. Her eyes glint like rivers. I am Ola, forgotten and fractured. Ihuoma's mouth trembles. They said you cursed the land. No. They cursed it. With greed. With silence. They tore my altar apart and fed my bread to the machines. The vision shifts. Men in suits placing metal rods, digging machines rolling across sacred ground. Chief Nofa exchanging envelopes. Pastor Emeka blessing bulldozers with holy water. Restore what was broken, Ola says, fading like smoke. Or all will fall, Ihuoma gasps. Back in the grove. She jolts awake, soaked in sweat and mud. Nnamdi is shaking her gently. You passed out, he mutters. You were mumbling. Something about machines and a goddess. Ihuoma looks around, dazed but alert. She grips the earth. She spoke to me. Who? Ola. She stands, that clinging to her knees. She's not dead. She's wounded. And if we don't heal her, this land will never breathe again. Chapter 6, The Goddess Speaks. That evening, family compound. The heart glows low. Ihuoma sits in silence, wrapped in a blanket, her bare feet still stained with red earth. The sounds of the grove cling to her like sweat. Beside her, Nnamdi stirs a pot of thin ogbono soup, stealing glances at her. He finally speaks. You haven't said a word since we got back. She stares into the fire. What's there to say? You fainted. You said the earth spoke to you. I need to know if you're losing it. Ihuoma exhales slowly, then turns to him, her eyes now strangely calm. I saw her. Ola. She's real, not just a story, not just a name we use when we break kola. Okay. She's hurt. not angry, hurt. They desecrated her shrine, cut into the land, took what wasn't theirs, and called it a curse to scare us into forgetting. Nnamdi drops the ladle. Who's they? Ihuoma pulls out her father's journal and flips to the page with the names Cursed Ventures Limited. Handwritten notes about mineral surveys. A list of transactions, dates, locations. The initials CN and P, the chief, the pastor, and a company from Lagos. They've been mining beneath us, stealing from the land. My vision showed it. She hands him a crumpled leaflet her father tucked into the back of the journal, a photocopy of a land lease agreement, signed and stamped. Nnamdi reads silently. His voice drops. They sold us out. A flashback, Obina, in a government office, holding papers. Ihuoma narrates over the scene. My father knew. That's why they silenced him. Why they burned the grove. Why they told the story of a curse. They wanted us to forget that the land belongs to us. Midnight. Ihuoma alone beneath the mango tree. She kneels and places her hand on the ground, eyes closed. The soil is warm, alive. A soft wind rises. The fireflies brighten. She hears Ola again, like a hum beneath the surface. Omomi, the land remembers, but the people must remember too. Restore the altar. Breathe life into what was taken. Then you will see the rain. Until then, their hands will drain the blood beneath your feet. Ihuoma opens her eyes, tears streaking her cheeks. I won't let them take it. The next morning, the shrine hill, from a distance. Ihuoma and Nnamdi look out over the farmland. A dusty pickup truck rumbles past, heading toward the grove. Men in reflective vests climb out with surveying tools. Ihuoma clenches her fist. They are starting again. Nnamdi puts a hand on her shoulder. So what now? She turns to him, resolute. We expose them. We bring the truth to the village. And we rebuild the shrine. It's time to make the land speak again. Chapter 7, The Lie Beneath the Curse. Midday. Inside the abandoned village library, sunlight slices through the broken louvers, falling across dust-covered shelves and forgotten books. The building, once the pride of Amev's primary school, now smells of mildew and mice. Ihuoma brushes off a stack of ledgers with her wrapper and opens one of the metal filing cabinets. Inside, crumbling folders stamped Village Land Allocation, 2001-2005. Nnamdi stands at the door, glancing nervously outside. Are you sure we won't get caught? Not if you stop talking, Ihuoma whispers. Help me find anything signed by the chief or the council, land leases, transfers, anything. They dig. Minutes pass. And then, Ihuoma finds it. A stapled document titled, Environmental Assessment Proposal, Eastern Valley Zone/Amev Sector. Dated 2007. She flips through. Primary soil survey confirms mineral concentration in Sector E.G. Recommendation, discrete acquisition pending relocation or removal of existing occupants. Nnamdi reads over her shoulder. Sector E.G. That's our farmland. Another sheet, a signed land lease agreement. Lessee, Cursed Ventures Limited. Lessor, Chief Nofa, on behalf of Amev Traditional Council. Duration, 99 years. Clause 12, all local narratives and cultural myths surrounding this land must be maintained to minimize attention or resistance. Ihuoma's fingers tremble. They used our own superstitions to blind us. Late afternoon. Ihuoma and Nnamdi at their father's gravesite. A carved piece of wood leans against a mango tree, Obina's name faintly scratched in. Ihuoma lays the document on the earth. They called you mad, said you cursed the land. She closes her eyes, voice steady. But you were right all along. Evening. The square. The villagers gather as they do every market eve. Palm wine flows. Radio static hums in the background. The chief sits under the old almond tree, laughing with Pastor Emeka. A local school teacher brings a clipboard and hands something to the chief, a fresh land register. Ihuoma watches from behind the pepper seller store. Nnamdi, beside her, asks, "Should we confront them now?" "Not yet," she says. "If we speak now, they'll bury it again." She clutches a new notebook she started, labeled Amif Memory Book. We gather evidence. Documents. Witnesses. Names. When we move loud. Night. Candlelight inside Ihuoma's room. She begins copying the documents by hand. Every lease. Every signature. Every clause. She sketches a map beside the records, tracing the sacred grove, the EG sector, the path the bulldozers had marked. Her hand doesn't shake. Her eyes don't blink. On the final page, she writes in bold charcoal, "The land was never cursed. It was betrayed. To be continued."